We recently got back from our biannual company retreat at TeamGantt. It was a lot of fun, but we also got some serious work done. We actually produced a fully functional app that we now use internally and will eventually release to the public. The thing is though, we didn't actually spend all that much time working with our face in a computer screen. Most of the time was spent on group activities, great meals, and getting to know each other a little bit better. Company or team retreats used to be thought of as a reward or a perk to attract top talent, which is an expense that didn't really have a direct ROI. But getting away with those you work with every day can have many benefits that can lead to breakthroughs even if you don't have any remote team members. Now, this was only our third team retreat, so we'll save the how to have a successful retreat until we have a few more under our belt. What we can share is why we'll continue to do them and the value we get from our retreats. Everyone talks about productivity from the standpoint of personal work output, but what about team productivity? If all individual members of your team are productive, does that mean the team itself is productive as can be? While it certainly won't hurt things, unless they all work in a vacuum and don't need anything from anyone ever, then personal productivity doesn't directly translate to team productivity. There's a major aspect involved in making sure your team is operating like a well-oiled machine: communication. How well your team works together is really dependent on how well they communicate. Even if you work in an office, you likely communicate with most of your team digitally via email or chat most of the time. Unfortunately, text is a poor medium for human communication. Tone is completely lost, even with ample use of emoticons. Retreats allow you to establish a rhythm and tone of communicating with your coworkers in a relaxed setting. These types of informal engagements are what help you to understand the subtleties of how your teammates communicate. You carry this with you into your digital conversations. Misunderstandings and communication errors decrease almost immediately. You may have heard the quote by Albert Einstein: "We cannot solve our problems with the same level of thinking that created them." Throughout the course of the year, it can be easy to accumulate some problems that linger and you just can't seem to crack them. One of the best ways to change your thinking is to change your location. Novel locations can lead to novel thinking, and novel thinking can lead to solutions for those problems you have. When you get out of your cubicle or office, you shed some of the cognitive baggage you've acquired in that place. It's not uncommon for great ideas and solutions to pop up in the bowling alley or on a fishing trip with your colleagues. Despite only meeting my coworkers a handful of times in person, I really feel closer to them than I have at companies where I'd worked twice as long. There are a lot of reasons for this, and many of them can be attributed to the 3 retreats we've had. One of those 3 retreats, though, was a family retreat, and I think that trip had a special impact on team bonding. A family retreat isn't for every company, but for a family-centric culture like TeamGantt's, meeting and spending time with your coworkers, significant others, and families gives a dimension of depth to the relationships. The more your coworkers start to resemble friends, the more naturally good communication happens. While the benefits of retreats are definitely more pronounced in a remote, distributed company like TeamGantt, any team can reap the additional rewards of getting out of the office. It doesn't have to be for a week, it can just be for a weekend. The improved interpersonal relations it fosters will lead to better team culture and fewer communications issues. Do you do retreats with your team? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.